Well, morning. Welcome back to my channel, Maniacal S10 Shopping Garage. I'm Mike. How's everyone doing? How is your summer going? Hopefully blessed and safe. First and foremost, safe. Okay, the 2008 Pontiac G6, mine, and check on the years for yours. I got some information to cover with you this morning on this, on the PCV valve. Technically, there's no valve in it, but it's an adapter fitting. It is in the shape of a press-in PCV valve. There's no rattling to it, and we're going to get a little bit further more into this as the video progresses. So, for the general information on the 3.5, my car has that. I'm going to show you the paperwork on the parts and corresponding numbers and let you see this and more information too. Hope you can make out the info on this. Do my best to get this to focus. Maybe this will be better. Now, trying to get all this in together, this is going to be a bit difficult. This may help or be better, I hope. And there you are. Okay, bear with me. Now for the PCV valve, and a reminder, no valve. It's called that. I went to a lot of auto stores, called a lot of auto stores. None of them have or can get the PCV valve that actually fits my 08 Pontiac G6 35. They don't have it, can't get it. I called the dealership up, and for the tube that goes from the PCV valve to behind the throttle, TBI, throttle body injection, into the intake, this, you can get this tube or valve by itself, the store. This end, you can't for the 3.5. Now I found out the 3.6, you can get the PCV valve. The dealership, you can't get any of this separately. It's all going to be in one. So I didn't buy it. I don't need a tube. And this is the one that goes from the air intake tube to the, what you would call the left side valve cover, or the V6 on a front wheel drive. The valve cover to the firewall. This one fits from the valve cover that faces the radiator. I took this time to do the research to find out specifics that I wanted to know, that I didn't want the tube, I just wanted the valve. So bear with me here a minute. Now then, this is the tube. This end hooks to, or it's actually one piece, but I modified it earlier to do it this way. This is my doing. This fits onto with the other end of it to the air tube. Now this is what they call the other PCV valve that hooks into the left or the backside valve cover. That's under the coil pack. And if you can see good enough here, that it clips in. Well, it takes specialty tools, or that I designed partly to get this out. And it's a bit of a job. As you can see, what looks like two tabs broke off. They broke, but they, luckily for me, hopefully for you, you can't get a specialty tool to get that loose. You just have to pop it out. That they snapped, but they stuck to it, and they came out. I'm glad I didn't take the Velcro off to fish them two pieces or the hooks out. I got extremely lucky on that one, or it's designed not to fall off. That one I'm not sure about, but hopefully that's what it is. Now, it took these and the modified of a pry bar. This I bought at the Cavalcada Customs in Cincinnati X amount of years ago. I designed this part here, well, modified I should say. These are actually small hose pliers to pull the hose off of the fitting. Cavalcada Customs Cincinnati Duke Energy Center. And this is at a swap meet, actually Pumpkin Run in Owensville, Ohio. And I modified it just to be doing it, and it came in handy. It takes, if I can get this to set right, oops, I quit bumping it. Hook it into it this way, which fits rather nice. And from the valve cover and part of the upper plenum or the intake to pry it, pop it out underneath this part to get it out. We're going out to the car and I'll show you this, if I don't forget to. Now, this aside, it takes a while to do research. Now, this is the valve for the 3.6 over the counter. And if we can do this without being blind, you can see straight through it. There you are. You don't hear anything because there's nothing in it. It's a hollow adapter tube, but they still call it a PCV valve. But what I've gathered, that these two holes is a generic version of the valve. Now the one I took out of mine, sprayed it down good, ran a wire through it, still good. I didn't see any need to replace that valve. Now, okay, let me put this over to the side. Here's what I use to pry out, well, pop out, pull out the right side PCV valve. And none of this overall worked. Yeah, stud puller or broke off bolt to pull it out. This did not work. This one did not work. And with the extension, wouldn't work. And be very careful doing this, and I will tell you right now, don't even fool with using this. I tried it. Even heating it did not work. Repeat, did not work. And this stud extractor, I was worried that the teeth right there, basically it's a inverted easy out, and the one that's actually in my car is bigger than this. I was afraid of marring up where it seals in the tube, the connection. So I didn't use this. I was too scared to. To reinstall it, this is all it takes. And it is what? $13 deep well, 3/8 or ½ inch. And to tap it in, the old trusty rubber mallet. Now, what did work to pull this out is this apparatus. One of my mini dent pullers that I can modify. Get this so it doesn't roll off. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Hold on, before it hits the floor. Dent puller, this part, well, off of another dent puller, I should say, and I used a T-handle, which worked out great. Every once in a while, roll the floor. The hose clamp to hold this together so it doesn't pop up open and not be able to pull out the PCV valve. And I modified with a Dremel and a cutting wheel. I grooved it to fit like so. And I'm going to show you how I pull it out. That's my PCV valve / dent puller, and it worked great. And just get out your small handheld Dremel and cutting wheel, and of course use protection on your eyes, and groove it. This all takes time. Okay, out to the car, and I'll show you how this works. And here is the cutting wheel I was telling you about. Over half used up, but it does the trick. And of course, as I said, handheld Dremel. That small one works great. Okay. Now, let's go do this. Okay, out to the car. Excuse the background noise. Cars, vehicles, dogs. That's the PCV valve. Underneath this, I'm going to show you how I take this out. And here's the back one. Now what I've done, and it works, instead of buying that back PCV valve or to the left one here, oops, as you can somewhat see, and I had a hose to be able to fit down in there. It's fairly locked, and I'll change it up years down the road, and it hooks to this here end. See if I can get this off here. Fairly easy to quick. Okay, there we go. Now, simple lock system. Oops, I'll hold on to it, help. Behind that little thumbnail tab, she's locked. Up and counterclockwise, she's unlocked, and just pull it off. Hooks to the air tube before the throttle. she's locked. And the hose works great. There's, like I said, there's no valve. It's all airflow, and it works great for me. It's cheaper route too. Not always because you go cheap, it doesn't work. This does. Okay, now then. Of course, the socket, puller, and the mallet, and a screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get this off. Now this white plastic lock, press in best that you can, and well, it can be a little stubborn. There we go. Now you can see the major difference. Give me a second. For whatever the reason, they don't deal with these PCV valves. It's even very, very, very difficult to even get a valve cover unless you pay out a pretty penny for them, and 9 times out of 10, they're used valve covers, which I have no problem with, but getting them is getting to be a super big challenge. But as you can see the difference, even into the size. I heated all this around it, a little dab of transmission fluid, tried to twist it, turn it, thought it screwed in, screwed out. Nope. And I didn't mark it too bad on the side. Right here, as you can see, some slight fine, faint lines. And that is, I think, some of the finish that's come off. But that top part, or this ferrule part here, has to stay smooth. Okay, let's get this out. You may have to do some fine-tuning tweaking on this, but this is how I set it up. It is a wee loose, or a bit loose. It don't take much of a tap to do this. I hope it won't be in the way too much. You can see this. And here it goes. Voila! Okay. Ta-da! Oh yes, well, forget to tell you, it didn't hurt it any. I've already lubed it up a little bit with trans fluid, and I even tried with a chisel. As you can hopefully see that little burr right there, I'm going to leave it on so you can see that. It wasn't budging. These little marks here isn't going to hurt anything on that locking ring, and it doesn't come off. Now, if it's possible, there you go. No valve. And it still locks on good, and it doesn't leak. And with the stud extractors, as you can see, hopefully, that wasn't working either. But this is not damaged. And this on the average is 30-some bucks. And we're going to reinstall it. Let's fit it down in there like that. The 8-volt socket, of course, and the mallet. Don't hammer this too hard. You don't want to break the valve cover. And tap it on in. A little at a time. Down as she goes. All right. And to reconnect this hose, just push down. You hear it click. She's locked tight, and she's good to go. Okay. Hope there's no confusion. This goes to the right side, and that's the one we just did on the PCV valve to the front or the right side. From behind the throttle and right into the intake, and I changed the O-ring. Get your O-ring kit out, and whichever one seems to be the one that fits. And a little bit of trans fluid, and push it a good bit and pop right in. And this one is to the back for the left side, which is that setup right there. Okay, I'm going to show you the O-ring that I used for this valve. Now for this set of O-rings, and being as delicate as they are, a veneer caliper to gauge them, but I did not. But that valve that fit into with the factory O-ring was super loose. None of these seem to work. So I went to this set. Whoops. And turn around where I can read it. It's the, I have it upside down. This is a flea market special, but same ones at the stores. It's the, if I can get to read or focus here, y'all, bear with me. R08. Roger Oliver 8. R08 is the one I used. Hold it down a little bit, and it is a slightly bigger O-ring than what was on it. But it's a much tighter fit by far. And let me show you something here right quick. Give me a second. Now look. Didn't mean to sound rude. Okay. With that tight of an O-ring fit, the tube actually stays where you move it to on its own. The factory one, either it just came smaller, wore out, and it was very, very floppy. This one is a nice snug fit. That's just because this tube to the fitting is still tight. Okay, back together. And there we are. That's simple. Now you know directly what you need to get the job done. I take the shortcut, and we've been in this for almost a half hour. And it would be, once you modify or you get the tool to do this with, 15-minute job. So it took me all this time to do the research to get this all figured out. Sometimes some things takes me more time than others. As you know, research, it's a give and take. It's a science of it. But we know what we're doing afterwards. So on that note, Everyone have a great one. Have a blessed, safe summer. Keep the wrenches turning easy on the fingers. Hope this video helped you out a lot. And thanks to all my subscribers. Thank you so much. And the views I'm getting, it's most appreciated. And I'm hoping that I help you all out. So on that note, that's all for now. Oh, one more thing. Just a footnote here. I got some 2004, I call it 04 Pontiac GTO rear springs. The strut, shocks, the rear springs, and the sway bar link for the back, I think. No, the front. And I'm going to see if those springs will fit my 08 Pontiac G6. I'll give you a quick look here. This will be an upcoming video. So far as I can tell, they are a bit thicker. They look the same in length, but I'll give you more of a explanation on what's going on when I do the video. Just a heads up. Peace out, everyone, and thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so. And have a great one. Thanks, everyone. Bye.